Engine 2.
Oxygen engine to a subject not breathing at 454, 454 South J. John. Run car is I-4, cross street is Woolley Road. Subject's a 42-year-old male. Information, he has a history of heart problem. Emergency medical dispatch in progress. Ambulance responding.
Oxygen Engine 2 responding.
Engine 2 responding. Oxygen engine 1, flood 1 injury accident. Victoria Avenue and Woolley Road. Run card is H3. 3 calls received. 1 RP device in the vehicle is overturned with 2 trapped victims. PD ambulance responding.
Oxygen Engine 1 responding. Would you just find what a dead body is on this call?
Engine 1 responding. Captain 110.
Oxygen Squad 1 responding.
Squad 1 responding.
Welcome to FireLine. I'm your host, Richard Hodge. 4th of July, Independence Day, 1776. It's our history that we celebrate the 4th of July with fireworks. Each year, fireworks cause millions of dollars of damage to property, injure thousands of people, and the cause of many deaths throughout the U.S. Fireworks are illegal to use and possess in Ventura County. Any kind of fireworks. You can buy Safe and Sane fireworks in Fillmore, but they are illegal outside the city limits of Fillmore. Let's all have a safe 4th of July. To my guest, first, Inspector Richard Rogriguez, Fire Investigator Supreme.
Good to see you,
Richard. Keith Mashburn,
Right.
Investigator Ventura County.
That's correct.
Gentlemen, first I'm going to ask you to tell me something about yourself, Richard, and then you, Keith. It's okay. It's like age before beauty thing. Go ahead.
Well, Richard, I work with the Oxnard Fire Department, just like you do, and I've been a fire inspector since 1981 with Oxnard, and I'm still currently assigned to the Fire Prevention Bureau, and I do a little arson investigation when we have a fire, sometimes the result of the fireworks that we'll be talking about later in this program.
Keith.
Well, I started with the county fire department in 1975, gives me 22 years, and approximately 10 years ago became interested in the investigation field, started going to school, and approximately a year ago was transferred or promoted into the investigation unit, in which I'm currently the supervisor.
So you're the head investigator for the county now?
Currently, yes.
Okay. First thing we're going to talk about illegal fireworks. Of course, we all know right now that any kind of fireworks in Ventura County are legal, except one place. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about illegal fireworks, the fireworks that we confiscate day to day that are legal to use in the state of California, Oxnard, Ventura County, every place. Tell me some of the dangers of fireworks.
Well, they can
stuff like this.
Yeah. Well, the danger is that they can cause severe injury and a lot of property damage. Those are the two main hazards. But you know, it's complicated by the fact that you know, they fly or they explode. You know, just seems like a lot of bad things can happen, and maybe only one good thing can happen, and that is it puts out a nice, colorful display. But
do not hold in hand, light and run.
Yeah, that sounds like good advice to me.
Might tell you something about these. You don't want to use these. Tell me something about the trouble that we have with illegal fireworks in Ventura County.
Well, every year about this time we start seeing a big influx of fireworks, both the type that are deemed legal in some areas and the illegal types, the very dangerous types. And it's our position that we confiscate them, cite if necessary. The person having them ends up in court, may pay a fine. But the real thing we're out to do is to prevent injury and loss of property.
As a kid, I always knew somebody that lost a hand, lost an eye, lost a finger from fireworks. Back when I was a kid, wasn't too long ago, fireworks, all this stuff was legal. I mean, we could use this stuff. Most of this stuff, you know, people all think it comes out of Mexico. These fireworks do not all come out of Mexico. Where can you buy this stuff?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to tell you where you can buy them, but you know, they have ways of people have ways of getting them. You know, just they are illegal, and there's a market that exists, I guess, and people bring them into the United States and try and sell them. And unfortunately, people who are inclined to go out and get these and use them, they know where they can be gotten, and it just adds to our problem. You know, a lot of times there's no control on them as far as who buys them. So many times young children who unfortunately don't know better and don't use them in the correct way, they get their hands on them, and that's where a lot of the injuries come from, just not knowing the danger.
There's a certification by the state fire marshal, federal government on a lot of these. This says they've been inspected for what? Are they safe?
Well, they're safe in that they don't fly through the air. That's some types. But I think what we have to point out is, and we're talking about a state issue versus other states also, and what's legal in this state or deemed safe may not be the same criteria used in other states, and people will be out of state, traveling, vacation, what have you, purchase fireworks that fly through the air, land on roofs and this type, and bring them into California. And then as the laws tighten down, depending on the area you're in California, such as Ventura County, where we basically have a no firework allowed period in any of the county. They bring them in, they're used, and they've committed a crime as soon as they use them. And it doesn't matter what the age is. And that's the good news, if you've just committed a crime and got caught. But the bad news is, if you burn someone's home down, or you injure someone, or injure yourself.
Yeah, we were talking about this before, about Ventura County right now, and Oxnard too, but Ventura County probably more so than us because of the area you guys cover, are in a cost recovery program. Can you explain the program to me?
Well, we feel that the person who commits a crime and causes damage and causes the fire department to come out and spend numerous hours extinguishing fires that were recklessly caused or illegally caused should be the ones that pay for it, not the entire taxpayer base of the county. So what we do is we take them to court, or we go to court when they are, if there was a crime and they're in front of the judge, we'll ask the judge to require them to pay us back for the cost of extinguishing the fire. Sometimes this is done right in the courtroom. Sometimes we have to take them to court separately with civil action. But it's spelled out in the Health and Safety Code that fire departments can go after individuals and obtain their cost recovery.
Well, we have people starting fires with fireworks, and they burn. Well, we've had Ventura, we had a couple of fires in Ojai, we've had fires in private area called the firework. But if we catch these people, and you have an operation with 4 or 5 agencies, we're talking millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
Yes, it doesn't take very long at all when you have helicopters making water drops in brush areas, tens and tens of fire trucks, hundreds of manpower hours spent. It adds up very quickly, and I certainly wouldn't want to be the one paying that bill.
No, because I wouldn't want to pay the tab on these.
Yeah.
We're going to have a roll-in, and we're going to show you the demos that we did from illegal fireworks that are illegal, that aren't safe and sane, that will hurt you. But we didn't know it until we ran these demos, and we're going to show that to you right now.
As you can tell by our first demo of how dangerous fireworks can be, we decided to don safety apparel to finish these demonstrations. Our resident safety officer, Mike Volaski, is here, and he's also a technician and safety officer. Mike's going to light all the fireworks that we're going to demonstrate to you. And we just want to show you how really inherently dangerous fireworks really are. And they're not for anyone to play with. These are all confiscated fireworks. Check the sizes of these things out. Quarter sticks of dynamite, but they're unmarked. We don't know what they do, so we're going to demo for you and try to find out how dangerous these fireworks really are. This is just a small example of confiscated, unmarked fireworks that our fire safety officer, Mike Volaski, is going to set off for the demo. This is our first demo of the first unmarked fireworks. Uh-oh, this is one of them hard to light unmarked fireworks. Run for it. Okay. Demo 2?
There's a little white.
Oh, no, this little white one's unmarked. And I see Volaski's having a little bit of trouble getting these things lit. Run for it, Mike. Uh-oh. I think this one just makes smoke. Maybe. Go light it. This is still one of the more unmarked things. I can see we can just, Mike doesn't run fast enough. Ooh.
I will on that chicken.
Well, that one just kind of makes a lot of light. Okay.
Fuse on the end of it. And let's see what this one does, huh?
This is stand-up. But still, we don't know what any of these do because they're not marked.
Firecracker.
Made me jump. When you do it, place it with the ends facing the sides.
Crosswise, yeah.
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 Okay. Hey, hey. Is a better one? Okay. As you notice, this one's quite larger than the rest of them, but it looks like it's got a real cheapy fuse on it. Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Don't scare me. This is one of the larger fireworks we found. It's unmarked, so we went to the grocery store and bought a chicken to see what it would do. What if this was your hand and not a chicken? Mike, light it and run. Where are you going? Mike, can you believe the devastation of this fireworks?
Quite impressive.
Oh, this is, can you imagine a kid holding this thing in his hand? He would not only have a hand, he would have an arm. He might not even be a kid no more.
Right. Also, this was unmarked, so we don't even know what size this was. Could have been half a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, this thing was big, and this was a confiscated firework that our fire inspectors confiscated here in the city of Oxnard. So if you've watched this, this is a graphic demonstration of how dangerous fireworks can be, especially unmarked fireworks, all fireworks. Or is this worth it? Could you lose a hand, an eye, an arm, a leg?
Welcome back to the firehouse.
Yeah, a couple of comments.
Is this graphic or what?
Pretty graphic. One of the things that I noticed about it was that on some of those illegal fireworks, the ones that appeared to be homemade, it brought up a point to me, and that is that there isn't any quality control in any of those, since they're manufactured essentially at home or in a a garage or whatever. And I noticed that the firefighter that was lighting those off just barely got away from one of them before it went off. And the point I wanted to make is that's one of the things you might find quite often in homemade is that it could be a short fuse, it could be a long fuse, and what I mean is it could burn quickly. I'm not talking about length, the actual length, I'm talking about the time that it takes to ignite. So there's an increased chance of not getting away from it far enough, or one time you might try it, it might take a few seconds, and the next time it's a fraction of a second. Again, just an inherently dangerous situation. And
there you go. Cheesy fuses. Look
Yeah,
at this.
really bad. And
these things are fuses with different lengths.
Different materials, so you don't know
Very
if one
soft.
burns faster or not.
One of the common problems with this type of firework is they leak the powder that's used to explode, and they become, if they're packaged together in large groups, the friction between them can actually set them off and detonate the entire package at one time. So these are not something that you want to carry. It's
these things, you would not
absolutely.
want to set one of these things off. You know, we have Mike Volaski. He's our resident pyrotechnic expert at Fire Station 6 with us. But these are soft fuses, and when some of these we lit, they were so fast you could only get away from them. And if you had any idea of holding one of these things in your hand and lighting them, you know, we saw that. The most graphic thing I say when we did this demo, that it scared me. The fireworks were taken off of a 10-year-old kid, an 8-year-old kid, excuse me, and the ones that blew up didn't look that big. But these things, when they blew up, a chicken you cannot pull apart with your hands. I'm a big guy, and I cannot pull a chicken apart because the bones and skin. And that chicken was like Scotty beamed that thing up, and it was gone. We have a couple more stuff I'm going to show you in a minute. Some more stuff we did with fireworks that are illegal, that are stuff like this, that we've taken off of our inspectors, our arson investigators. They take off kids, and kids aren't the only ones that have these. There's a few grown-ups had a few of these too.
That's for
But
sure.
it's scary that people have access to such powerful explosives that are commonplace in Ventura County. I mean, any place. Comment?
readily available. And we're so afraid of them, and we're the trained professionals that we use the bomb squad to take care of them, to dispose of them.
I know. You know, we are we going to go to this video now? Okay, this is some stuff we did a couple days ago too.
Find things that will show you how deadly illegal fireworks are. And this is one of our surgical gloves, and we've got it filled full of a substance to try to simulate maybe what skin would be like. And Mike is lighting it, and we're all hiding right now. Well, if that was your hand, it'd be gone. And the substance we had in there is gone also. I want you to look at the size of this thing. This thing is huge. It's unmarked. We don't know what it's going to do, but we bought a watermelon, and we're going to stick it in there, and we're going to see what happens. Of course, all of us are trying to find a place to hide right now, because you never know where this watermelon is going to end up at. Well, the watermelon is gone.
Unmarked fireworks are. This is the same watermelon in slow motion. You know, watermelons that may be the toughest thing in the world, but if that was in your hand, you wouldn't have a hand. You might not have an arm. You just might not even be anymore. And the purpose of these demonstrations...
And for our last demonstration, if anyone's ever tried to tear a chicken apart, this is a firework we took off an 8-year-old kid, and we wanted to stick it in a chicken because chickens are tough and they're really hard to rip apart. Never been able to rip a chicken apart with my hands. Tear the skin off them, they got bones, and we're going to give you one last demonstration. And for this one, I'm going to go into hiding for sure. Mike's getting ready to light it. The whole crew's running. I'll be over here hiding behind the dumpster if you guys are looking for me.
There's a very large hole in it. We did 2 of these in different demos to show you and slow it down to show you how dangerous these were. These are fireworks taken off an 8-year-old kid. I mean, total mass destruction. I mean, this stuff is bad news.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't let our children get a hold of this.
No, we shouldn't. I want to bring up another quick point. That is, your firefighter had all his safety gear on. He had glasses on, he had a coat, he had a helmet, had gloves. You know, how many people out there are going to be having all that equipment on the 4th of July? They're going to be in shorts and, you know, maybe shirtless or whatever. And you can see it's not just the explosion itself. There were things flying. There were pieces of chicken going everywhere, bones, you know, whatever. But, you know, eye injuries could result, not just burns or you know, injuries from the explosion itself. So need to be really careful. I mean, people just...
Keith, we were talking about this earlier, about the 4th of July and 364 days out of the year.
We teach our kids, I have children at home, and we teach them for 364 days not to play with fire, not to play with fireworks, give matches to mom and dad, and then what do? We come out one day a year and say, here, it's okay. That's basically what we're teaching our children. And we're here to tell you that that's not the way to do it. We think you should go to a professional fireworks show. There's several throughout the county, and that's the way your children can see that it takes a professional to do it. They get a much better show, a far better show, and they're not exposing themselves to the dangers that we see. There's 11,400 injuries due to fireworks last year alone, and that's throughout the United States. And in California, there was 359 fires started due to fireworks. So I wouldn't want to be paying for any of those.
Oh, no. This is in. We're going to have fun. We're going to go out and light fireworks, which are illegal. We're going to cause injury, possibly death, loss of property. It's not worth it. Let the professionals do this stuff. I mean, we do have professional people out there organized throughout different cities and stuff. Before the show's over, we're going to tell you where to go to a fireworks show. We got time. Let's get into safe and sane fireworks. Safe and sane. This is a concept, safe and sane fireworks. Safe and sane. All of this stuff, fireworks. Fireworks. Well, it's telling you people, fire and it works. Well, this is fine. You like this stuff? Richard, hand me the sparkler. I want to show you this thing.
The gigantic sparkler.
Look at this. This is the biggest you can't even get the whole thing in. This is the biggest sparkler in the world. Made in the United States of America, because this thing is going to burn too good. I tell you what, first things kids do with sparklers is they take a sparkler and they light it. And they get bored doing this. Then what do they do with it?
Start throwing it.
How high can I throw it?
Well, then when you look at it coming down.
Yeah. And you know, essentially, safe and sane fireworks are general definition of it is fireworks that do not fly and do not explode. That's what it is. So that makes them a little safer and maybe a little saner. But you know, it's still the same materials. They still burn extremely hot, just like the other illegal fireworks do. They still have the same potential to do injury, but they don't fly and they don't explode. So that's really the only difference. But then if you start using them in a way that you're not supposed to, like throwing them around, making them airborne in some other way, you're just defeating the purpose of safe and sane.
Oh, got a breaking story right here. Before we get in it, breaking story. 4th of July fireworks show will be put on at Channel Islands Harbor starting at 9 p.m. on the 4th of July. This year's 4th of July show was spearheaded by Michael Kutnik, owner of the Whale's Tail. It's going to start at 9 o'clock, according to this, at 9 o'clock on the 4th of July. So if you're around Oxnard, go to Channel Islands Harbor and watch the show on the harbor. This is a good thing. And we'll go through the rest of the shows, what's going to be on later on, too. Do we have the footage from the Safe and Sane fireworks? I want to show you, out back of our fire station, we did a demo of Safe and Sane fireworks. And dry grass, Ventura County, California is beautiful in the winter. Ventura County is beautiful in the winter. And then all of a sudden, come the 4th of July, back east, it's all green. Back east is beautiful this time. The trees are good, and the grass is green. You got rivers, and out here we're dry, right during the 4th of July. Can we have that?
Dangerous, safe, and sane fireworks are. There's a fire danger throughout Ventura County, and with the help of Ron Brubaker and Mike Volaski, we're going to show you how dangerous, safe, and sane fireworks can really be. Okay, boys, let's hit it. Okay.
Going. Okay.
Now they're lighting these fireworks. These are the ones that you can buy in Fillmore. So if you're going to buy these fireworks in Fillmore, shoot them off in Fillmore. This is just a small sampling of, you notice how quickly the grass caught fire? This is out back of our fire station. Well, if Mike gets them all lit before, I don't think Mike got them lit. Mike, move. I think we got a good fire going. It looks good to me. Looks like a 4th of July special going off here. It's a little noisy. Yeah. Well, everything's burning. I don't know where all this stuff's coming from, but this is all safe and sane fireworks. This is stuff that you can buy anytime at Fillmore during 4th of July. But if you buy anything in Fillmore, remember, use it in Fillmore.
We're back in the firehouse. Any last comments? Because
I was noticing the grass fire that you started there with the safe and sane. And this is in Oxnard, where we're close to the ocean, and the dead grasses are still quite moist. If we go out into our outlying areas of the county, Simi Valley, Piru, and these areas, it's going to start even quicker than what you saw there, and that was amazingly fast.
well, this is at the beach. This is our fire station at the beach. Richard, safe and sane.
Well, I think safe and sane are good. Please, everybody, use them in Fillmore. Citizens of Oxnard and anybody that would be coming to Oxnard to visit our beaches or anything, just remember that in Oxnard, all fireworks are illegal, including the safe and sane. Like the county, we do have a cost recovery program here in Oxnard. If you start a fire with your fireworks, you could be held to be financially responsible for that, so be aware of that. And despite all those warnings, if you're still going to go out and light fireworks, be safe. Make sure that there isn't anything around that's going to burn, no weeds laying around. Look around, see if there's any shake shingle roofs. Anyway, just be safe and go visit a professional show.
My closing comments for tonight. You people work too hard for your money. Too hard for your money to go buy fireworks that are illegal, to set them off, that could cause damage to your property, could cause harm to your family. This 4th of July, let the professionals put on these shows. The show at Channel Islands Harbor is costing over $12,000 just for the insurance for pyrotechnic experts to put the show on. So go to a local show. You can find them in your newspapers, 4th of July. Be safe, be good to yourself, be good to your neighbors, enjoy the 4th of July, and good night from the staff of FireLine.
Stand by for emergency traffic.
Go ahead for engine 6.
Oxnard engine 6, quad 6, vessel aground in the surf. Manly Beach Road at Whitecap Street. Run card is J4. Switch to the Coast Guard frequency Alpha 21. PD ambulance responded information. Call came through the Coast Guard.
Engine 6 copy, engine 6 responding, switching to Coast Guard frequency. Squad 6 responding, switching to Coast Guard frequency.
Squad 6 responding. Oxnard engine 1, engine 5, squad 1, truck 1, battalion 2. Structure fire at 10156, 10156, C. Charles Street. Cross Street is 3rd Street, run card is B4. RP is advising there's a 2-story residence with smoke showing.
Oxnard engine 1 responding.
Engine 1 responding.